Packages are to encourage you to choose to work there, and that's the way that they solicit the best, highest quality of employees to come. That way they get to pick who they want. Um, they not every company offers benefits. You know, some really small companies can't afford to. But you know, and it's in addition to your pay. So you can get insurance. They might provide health, life, dental, disability, or vision coverage. Usually, you pay a portion of it. In some companies that, like, okay, for example, here at the school, if I'm covered by myself, if it was just me on my coverage, I don't have to pay for my health insurance. That's my benefit for working here. I only have to pay for my child to be covered. So if it was just me, it wouldn't cost me anything. I'd get free health coverage. But then at other places, you might pay like $100 a month or $80 a month or whatever. Paid vacation is usually earned after a certain length of time with the company, so it's kind of a loyalty bonus. Some companies offer a certain number of days in the first year of employment, but others you have to earn it. And basically, it's another bonus. It's another benefit for working for that company.
You take a break and we'll still give you
Yeah, you get paid.
because we know you're coming.
2 weeks is an average normal length of paid vacation time.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Like you'll earn, like maybe after the second year you've been with the company, you might earn 2 weeks of paid vacation, or maybe after the first year you'll earn 2 weeks, and then you can earn more on top.
Split it up.
Yeah, you can split it up.
It's 2 weeks total.
Total, yeah. And then you can earn more than that, and then they usually have a maximum. Like I know some companies you can earn like up to 4 weeks or 6 weeks of paid vacation, but to earn that much you've got to be there a while. Like it's not like you get 2 weeks the first year and then 2 more weeks the second year. It's not like that. You get like 2 weeks the first year and then like 2 more days the second year, kind of thing. And then another thing that some companies will pay into retirement plans for you. You've got 401ks, pensions, IRAs. There's other kinds of plans that the employer might pay into. Pension, the employer definitely would pay into. If you have a pension plan, a pension is different than a normal retirement account. A pension is a guaranteed monthly check from the day you retire till the day you die. Whereas a retirement account is, your retirement is based off however much money is in the account the day you retire. And then how you spend it is up to you, and if you don't make it last, that's your bad, kind of thing. And then some companies offer stock options. So it's part of the retirement or part of just the benefit structure that, like in some companies, they make it part of your retirement, so you get stock options into your 401k retirement account, and then for some other ones, they just put it into a regular investment account. Yeah. 401k is it's a retirement account that is stock based. So it's an investment account, but that you can't use until you retire. 401k is, it's just what they're called. That's like the number of the type of account. I don't really remember what that stands for. It's just a type of bank account. And then there's like, for saving for kids' college, there's 528s. I don't know where that came from, but that's what kind of it is. Yeah, it's not that though. But some companies will offer stock options as a part of the retirement package, and some will just offer stock ownership options as part of the employee benefits package of just being there. And then it's up to you whether or not you keep the stock or sell the stock, things like that. Questions about any of those? Okay, ready? Okay, child care leave. There's 2 kinds. There's a maternity, paternity leave. That's when you get time off because of the birth of a child. And then there's to care for a sick child. Now, some companies offer paid leave as a benefit, but they are not required to pay you for this kind of leave. However, there's an act called the Family Health and Medical Leave Act, I think, that covers you, that if you have to take time off to care for because you're ill or to care for a family member, they can't fire you for that time off. You're protected from losing your job because you had a baby or because your baby got sick or something. But they don't have to pay you for that time off. So the government determined that yes, they have to allow you to take the time off without the risk of losing your job. But some companies will pay a maternity leave benefit, like they'll give you a paid time off. Some don't. Most don't. Family health care. That's insurance that covers all members of your family for health insurance. So that's like you, your spouse, your kids, but it's immediate family. It's not like your grandparents and your cousin and your Uncle Bob. Yeah. No, because you might live with your cousins. Your immediate family is spouse, children, extended family. So family health care insurance can only cover, like employers will only cover you, your spouse, and your children. Now, if you want to go out into the world and buy your own health care policy, you can put whoever you want on it.
Yeah.
But for employers, they only cover immediate family. So it's you, your spouse, your children. Some employers will offer domestic partner coverage, some do not. Depends on the company.
Now, I know that Publix, for anyone to do it.
Okay, so individual health care is only covering you, yourself. And then, of course, the number of people on your health care affects how much your health care costs. Okay, pension. Pensions are awesome. A pension is a special kind of retirement that is offered by some companies. Less companies offer pensions now than used to because they're very expensive. But you get a set amount every month until you die. From the day you retire till the day you die. You're guaranteed you're going to get this amount every year. Now, it doesn't fluctuate for inflation and stuff, so that's kind of lame, but you know if you're getting $2,500 a month, you're getting $2,500 a month, and you're going to get $2,500 a month until you die. And so if you retire at 65 and you live to be 90, you're still going to get that $2,500 a month, provided the company doesn't disappear. But yeah. Okay. Unemployment insurance, companies have to pay unemployment insurance. They're required to. And then what this does is it's money that goes into like a government fund that covers you should you lose your job through no fault of your own. Now, if you're fired because you did something like bad or wrong, then you're not covered. If you quit, you're not covered. For unemployment, you have to have lost your job because you were laid off, or the company relocated and you couldn't, or
Injury? Or would that just go right into workers' comp?
That would probably go into work. Well, if workers' comp causes you to not be able to go back to work, then you'd go into unemployment.
Okay.
But you can't quit and you can't get fired because you stole money or something. It has to be you lost your job because of something that was not your fault. Now there are exceptions to the quitting. If you quit because of something unethical or wrong that the company did, that is no longer your fault for losing your job. Then you might be covered under unemployment, although it will have to go through an appeal process. The base period is the time period that unemployment pay is based upon. Since most people aren't salaried, you're hourly, they take it like an average over a length of time and base it on that. So, because you might make different amounts every week in your job, so they base it on the average over 26 weeks or over a quarter or over 2 quarters or a year or whatever. And then workers' compensation is insurance that the employer is required to carry that covers you in the event that you are injured on the job or you are injured because of work-related activities. So maybe you're not actually at work when you're injured, but maybe over time you become injured because of what you're doing at work. Like breathing in asbestos gives you cancer. Right? You didn't suddenly one day get cancer contracted at work like that, but over time you'd be covered under workman's comp, and that pays all of your medical.
So even if your cancer bills What's next to
Let's look at Alan. Alan works for a printing company. It has been over 4 years since he was hired. He makes $54,080 a year. When he was hired, he told that he had 5 days of paid vacation time. Okay, so he started with 5. And that each year he worked for the company, he would gain another 2 days to a maximum of 20. So how many paid vacation days does he have at the end of 4 years? And how much money is he going to get paid while he's on vacation? So let's look at that real quick. All right, he started with 5, and he gets 4 more years, 2 days each. So he now has 13 days. So almost 2 weeks. Not quite. So he has 13 days of vacation. Now, he makes $54,080 per year.
We have to find out what he makes per day. Would we not?
We
Per
can't
hour.
really, we're not going to do that, because what we're going to do is, because the amount of days per year will fluctuate and we don't know, we'll just pretend there's no leap year. Why not? We'll just call this a not leap year. So we're going to take that,
A not leap year?
a not leap year.
Wouldn't that be 365?
No, not leap year.
A leap year is 366.
No.
A normal year has 365 days.
Okay. So he's 148.16 per day, and he's got 13 days. So we don't want to do daily. Weekly he's going to make more money. Whoa! Where'd it go? We've got 52 weeks, right? So that was 1040 a week. 13 days is equal to 2.6 work weeks. So if I do 1040 times 2.6, it ends up being 2704. Oh, yeah, because we can't, you know what, we can't divide by 365. There's 365 days in a year, but not 365 work days. Yeah. So that's why it ends up being less. So 13 days off, we'd have to count the 2 weekends if you're going to count the days by per day. So this is the better way to do it. This is the way you want them to do it. This is the way your boss would want to do it. Right?
Yeah.
That's bad. We don't do that. Okay, so Frida gets family health care. She has to contribute 12% of the cost, and her employer covers the rest. She gets paid bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. She gets $88.50 taken out of each paycheck. How much does her employer contribute for her coverage? Okay.
Well, 12% is $88.50.
Right. Well, she's getting every 2 weeks. There's 26 bi-weekly pay periods in a year. So that's how much she's paying. So that's how much she's paying annually. And 2301 is equal to 12% of whatever her employer is paying.
Yeah.
So I want to divide by 12%.
Well,
So her employer is paying $19,175 annually.
that's a lot of money for helping.
Okay, Marina works at the Performing Arts Center. She gets a pension. Okay. They pay 1.5% of their average salary for the last 5 years. If she retires after 25 years of employment, how much will she get? So first we have to find the average of her last 5 years. So we're going to add these,
Oh, she's making bank.
add those.
I wish I was making 6 digits a year.
Okay. So
At a performing arts center? What does she do?
maybe she's the executive or something. Okay, so 477, 100, and then I need to divide that by 5. That's giving me the average, 95420. Now keep in mind, this is after working there for 25 years. So it's 25 years of raises and stuff. Okay, so now she gets 1.5% of this times the number of years worked. So 0.015 times 95420 times 25. This is her new annual salary.
And she gets,
Yep, every year till she dies.
but they do it monthly, right?
No, this is, yeah, they split it into monthly.
Okay, so you divide that by
Mm-hmm.
12 and it'll be a monthly.
Right.
Check.
So if we wanted to find out what that is, it'd be almost $3,000 a month. Now that's considerably less than she's been living on, so you should have like some other kind of retirement sort of backup,
She's probably got a bunch
you know,
of money.
like like an IRA or a 401k or CDs or bonds or stock, whatever. But
Monday, are we gonna have a test?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Because tomorrow you're not.
All right, so Risa State, unemployment is 60% of the 26-week average for the 2 highest salaried quarters. Okay, quarters are 3 months. So in August and September, July through 9,024. In October, November, and December, 9,800. Those are the 2 quarters. We want to take the average. So I'm going to add them together. Okay. And it's 26 weeks. How is that 26 weeks? It's 24 weeks, not 26 weeks. Sorry, that's a typo. Okay, so 9024 plus 9,800 divided by the 24 weeks, because we're trying to find out his average weekly salary. So his average weekly salary was $784.33. Now unemployment will give him 60% of that. So we're going to do 0.6 times that.
So they give him $470 a week.
24 weeks. Why did I do that? Okay. So Wanda lives in the same state as Reese. Her weekly unemployment is $360. What were the total earnings for her highest 2 consecutive quarters? So 0.60 times the earnings, or her average earnings, right, is 360. So I'm going to divide both sides by 0.6. So the average was 600. And we want to multiply that times 24 because that's how many weeks it was. So her total earnings would have been that. Back when she was working. Laura lives in the same state. She made the same weekly salary for each week. So she gets unemployment of $570. So it's still 0.6. But if she makes the same amount every week, isn't her average weekly going to be the same as her weekly? Think about that for a second. When I make $100 a week for 5 weeks, what is my average weekly salary? $100. So my average is the same as what I actually made if I make the same amount every week. So we don't have to do this next step. We just have to do the division. Because if she's making the same amount every week, her average is going to be the same as what she actually made. So $950 a week. Okay, so Social Security is a government program. Social Security has only been around, I want to say it's been about 50, 60 years. It's not very old. You pay into it, and then you get money back if you become permanently disabled, or if you retire, or if you die. Your children under the age of 18 will get money. So like your spouse wouldn't, but your kids would.
And that doesn't count towards VA?
No.
Because Veterans Association is separate?
Yes. Yeah, totally separate. Mm-hmm. The Federal Insurance Contribution Act was the act that enabled Social Security and Medicare. Social Security and Medicare used to be one thing. They were lumped together. It was one payment. It was not until the late 1980s that they split them into two different things.
Why did they do that?
Social Security has a maximum income cap. Medicare does not. So the way it works, with Social Security, right now it's 6.2% of your earnings. It's like 12 point something percent, but your employer pays part of it. So you pay 6.2% of your earnings up to $113,000. If you make $200,000, you still only pay tax on $113,700. So they don't go above that amount. So that's the most you can pay. Medicare, however, has no income maximum. And recently they increased it so that it's 1.4% if you make $200,000 or less. If you're $200,000 or more, you pay an extra 0.9%. So Medicare doesn't have the income maximums that Social Security has. That's why they split it. So more money goes into Medicare because Medicare covers the health. And they needed more money going into Medicare because the older you are, the more medical bills you have. So they needed more coverage. Question, maximum taxable income for Social Security, it's $113,700. If you make more than that, they cannot tax you on anything higher than that. Every single person has a unique Social Security number assigned to them. It is 9 digits. 324. Yeah, so 9 digits. Don't tell people this number.
Hey guys,
Okay, so Ramino gets his first job in 2006, and in that year, Social Security tax was 6.2% of income up to $94,200. That was 2006. It's come up since then. Medicare tax was 1.45. If he earned this much money, how much did he pay for Social Security and Medicare? So I have to do yes. That's one. His income was $73,210, which is below the maximum. So he's paying 0.062 times that in Social Security, and he's paying 0.0145 times that for Medicare. And multiply both of those, you add them together, this is how much he had to pay that year. Yeah,